Hello and welcome to how to grow and monetize your Instagram account. This training is for anyone who is looking to grow their Instagram audience and anyone who's looking to monetize their following on Instagram. If you already have a Shopify store or if you already have a large Instagram following, this training will still be useful to you. Just a quick heads up before we begin, if you want to follow along or you're ready now, you can always click the banner on this page or check your email for the link and start your store for free for 14 days. You'll want to ensure that you start your trial through these links provided to you, since there's a ton of free resources that will be provided to you if you sign up through the link or the banner on this page or the link in the email. You'll get access to my store starter pack, which will provide you a few helpful resources to get you started, including a video I recorded walking you through your first day to your first sale. I'll talk more about these resources and how they'll help you after signing up for your free trial later at the end of this training. For now, the goal of this training is to get you from an Instagram account with engaged followers to an idea or product to an online store to your first sale. So whether you have no idea what you want to sell or you know exactly what you will be selling, this training will walk you through everything from growing a massive Instagram following to finding products to sell to getting sales. And this is all without ever worrying about inventory or shipping, thanks to a few different fulfillment models we'll be talking about later in this training. So even if you've never sold anything online before, you won't have to worry about getting a product manufactured or made. All you need to worry about is growing your Instagram following and selling relevant products to your audience. So this training will show you exactly how to do that. Also, instead of teaching you how to sell someone else's products or becoming an affiliate, I'm going to teach you how to sell your own products. This means more profit for you as well as more control. So you'll often see a lot of big influencers on Instagram promoting other people's products for money. I think it's better to do it yourself. So the best part of this is that the effort is almost the same as promoting someone else's products. Selling your own products isn't as difficult or even as expensive as you might think. So here's what you'll learn in today's training. You'll learn how to determine and find your niche. You'll learn how to grow a massive Instagram following and the exact steps that anyone can repeat. How to find products that your Instagram audience will want to buy. The core principles and strategies to selling on Instagram without looking like a spammer. So as for myself, my name is Corey Ferreira. I'm a content creator here at Shopify, and I've been with Shopify for almost 3 years. You might have seen some of my blog posts or other webinars on the Shopify blog. However, before Shopify, I was an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur essentially my whole life. So eventually I found Shopify and I joined the content team, and it was here where I could share my experience of being an entrepreneur to other entrepreneurs like yourselves. So a few years ago when I started in the world of e-commerce, dropshipping, which I'll be describing later in this training, was a very attractive business model to me. It had a low barrier of entry, which made it low risk, and it allowed me to start fast, but it also allowed me to focus on the things I enjoyed the most about business, which was marketing and customer service. So over the past year, my store has exploded into a 6-figure business. These are my sales for June of 2017. This was all done through dropshipping and through the method I will be teaching you in this training. So I'm showing you this not to brag, but to let you know that everything I teach comes from my own practical experience as a store owner. And as a store owner, I know exactly what pains you might be going through right now. So whether you have no idea how to get you started or you have no idea how to get your first sale, that's what I'm here for. So before we begin, there's going to be 2 types of people watching this training, maybe even 3. So the first is the person that has a business and product already, and they're looking to explore Instagram as a sales channel. So they might be starting from scratch on Instagram or haven't been able to make Instagram profitable yet. The second person is one that has Instagram already and perhaps has a really engaged following already. However, they don't know how to monetize this following. And the third person will have neither of these. So they won't have a product, they won't have an Instagram following, but that's okay. This training is designed to help all 3 different kinds of people here. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to walk through growing an Instagram following and then monetizing it. And by monetizing it, I mean selling relevant products that this engaged audience would want to buy. So to figure out what your audience wants, we first need to figure out who your audience is, and that's part of what choosing a niche is. We do this so we know exactly what kinds of products we can sell to this audience. So for example, if I start a cute puppy photo Instagram account, I could later monetize this audience by selling them cute puppy t-shirts. Or if I'm interested in selling snowboards, then my Instagram account would have to target snowboarders, and I'd probably have to post a lot of scenic, snowy mountaintop shots and snowboarding action shots. If you have a product to sell already, you should hopefully know with a lot of certainty who your target customer is. So when you know that, you can begin to figure out what kind of Instagram account they are likely to follow or stay engaged with. If you already have an Instagram account or already have a defined audience, it can be a little bit trickier. You need to look at the common theme or common interest among your posts and your audience and see what kind of products they would be interested in. When we dive deeper into finding products, you will probably have a better idea of what you can or should sell to your audience. For now, try to find stores that are similar to yours and look at their Instagram account. Or try to find Instagram accounts similar to yours and see what kind of offers or products they post on their Instagram profile. So once we have a better idea of what niche we should be targeting or what kinds of products we can be serving our audiences with, we likely will begin to ask ourselves, how many followers do I need? Usually this is asked because people want to know exactly how many followers they need to grow to until they can begin to monetize their account or build a profitable business. And of course, this depends. So it depends on a lot of things, but in most cases, the answer is going to be not as many as you might think. This is because engagement is much more important than followers. Engagement is a much better predictor of success and how your audience will respond to product offers than the number of followers you have. Therefore, the goal when growing your Instagram audience is to keep them engaged and interested. This way, when it comes time to promoting to your audience, they will be much more receptive to your promotional Instagram posts. Keeping your audience engaged and interested is a matter of posting at the right time, posting the right kind of content, and when we're able to do this consistently and long enough, we can then begin to build a very engaged audience. So an engaged audience likes and comments on our posts with a positive sentiment, right? That's how we're going to measure that. So for example, 100 followers that do this regularly is a lot better than 1,000 followers that almost never do this, right? Makes sense. So now let's get into actually growing our Instagram account with engaged followers. So this section already assumes that you have created an Instagram account already, or you have a general idea of what your niche is. However, this section is for anyone with any amount of followers. So whether you have 1,000 already or even 0, this section will lay out the best strategies and tips to grow your Instagram following. So the first tip, and we're going to start very general and then get more specific, is to post the right content, right? This seems like common sense. So what should you post on Instagram? Well, a large part of this depends on who you're targeting. Again, I would look for accounts with followers that you would like to reach and see what kind of content they post. So the first is original content, which is going to be photos. Now, you don't need to be a professional photographer or even need to have an expensive camera to post interesting photos on Instagram. Most smartphones today come well equipped with great cameras. The most important thing is that the content is engaging and interesting enough for who you're trying to attract. Again, look to competitors for ideas or starting points. So the best part of creating unique and new content is that it has the potential to be shared and drive more traffic back to your profile, as opposed to a piece of content that you already repurposed or reshared from someone else. So if you're creating new content, it has the potential to be shared by other people because its content hasn't been seen before, right? Whereas something that's you're repurposing or you're curating is not going to have the same kind of draw. In addition to photos, other original content can be things such as artwork or graphics or illustrations. So here we see Lisa Mattresses has created a graphic to wish their followers a happy Veterans Day, right? So in this case, it's likely you would create a graphic or some kind of artwork or illustration to kind of make note of these holidays or these days that you're observing, or even just to make a promotion or a sale or things like that, it will likely be artwork and graphics that will get the job done for this. Now, the other option is curated content, which I kind of touched upon earlier. So curated content is going to be one of the easiest ways to post consistently on Instagram. So the idea is you find the content out there that is already attracting the audience that you want, and then you're going to share it on your own Instagram account. Now, of course, you want to ensure that you're providing credit to the original source, but this is great because if you're not creative like myself, or you don't have the time to take a lot of photos or create a lot of unique graphics, curating the best content will kind of help you build that engaged following. So this is probably the best option for most people who are just starting out. And of course, you don't have to do one or the other. You can curate content, but also pepper in your own unique or content you created yourself, such as photos or artwork or graphics or whatever. So you can also blend this content as well. Videos are probably the best and most engaging type of content that you can create or share on Instagram, but it also requires the most effort and resources to pull it off. So again, most smartphones are going to be equipped with great cameras that can take great videos. There's also apps out there that will allow you to easily edit and put together interesting videos right on your phone. Instagram stories are relatively new to Instagram in the way that Snapchat allows temporary videos and photos to be shared to your audience. Instagram stories works in the same way. So consider treating your story like a TV network with scheduled programming for the week, or even recurring episodes that happen on certain days of the week. So thinking in advance about what kind of content you'll be sharing and how your story will flow will help you craft a more addictive and consistent experience for your viewers. So this takes more effort. It requires a bit more consistency, but this could be something that essentially makes a name for yourself or draws in a massive audience if you can do this consistently and making it interesting enough. So this can be some of your most engaging content on Instagram. So it provides social proof, but it also helps build brand loyalty. So what you can do is you can reward customers with a feature on your Instagram profile, and you can make them feel special. So for example, there's things like customer reviews or photos of customers actually using your product, right? Maybe they're participating in a contest that you're running on Instagram. The idea is you're getting content created by your customers or fans of your brand, and you posting it on your own Instagram account. The next tip is to ensure that you are posting at the right time, but also consistently and regularly. So for the right time, this will depend on a lot of things, and there isn't an ideal time to post that will work for everyone. So according to later.com and a survey that they did, they found that the best times to post were between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They also found weekdays to work better than weekends. Still, there's no guarantee that this will work for you. So this depends a lot on your audience. And what you can do to determine this is to simply test and find out when your audience is most engaged. So for example, if you want to begin doing this, we'll want to first figure out what are the most common time zones among our audience. And this way we know to plan and schedule our posts to cater to the most common time zones of our audience. And then next we experiment. So every day during the week, we might post at different times. And then while we do this, we measure. So we'll maybe post on Monday at 1 p.m., on Tuesday at 3 p.m., on Wednesday at 9 p.m., right? And then we'll do this for maybe a few weeks and measure our results. So we'll see what times got us the most engagement or the most positive response. So later.com shows us here an example of a spreadsheet they created to track the best posting times according to the amount of comments and likes that they receive. So they track this all themselves. So for yourself, again, take a few weeks to experiment, especially if you already have a decent sized audience. If you don't have any followers yet or a very small amount, it doesn't make sense to do this yet. So instead, you might want to look at your competitors and kind of try and figure out when are they posting and try and copy their patterns as well. Now, this point is very straightforward. You need to be consistent and post regularly. So this is a lot harder than it sounds, which is why so many new accounts struggle with this. In order to build a large and engaged audience, you need to post a lot, right? So think about the accounts on Instagram you follow and enjoy the most. It's very likely that they post very frequently. So to help you with this, I would recommend using a post scheduler. And this will allow you to plan your posts ahead of time, which will allow making posts regular and consistently a much easier task. So we have later.com, we have buffer.com, hootsuite.com, and we have schedule.gr.am. So schedulegram is another one I recommend checking out. Now, the next thing to consider is to use the right hashtags. So hashtags will allow users to find your posts more organically. It allows your post to show up in specific searches as well. So for example, if you frequently use the hashtag iPhone and you're selling iPhone cases, it will allow your phone case post to show up for searches for iPhone. So here are the top and most popular hashtags according to websta.me. Now, I'm not saying you should use these hashtags. These hashtags will likely attract a lot of spam and bots since they're so popular. And these hashtags might not even be relevant to your posts. However, I'm sharing this with you to give you an idea of what the most popular hashtags look like. Now, if you want to find popular hashtags that relate to your brand and your niche, then I would recommend these two tools. So websta.me, like I mentioned earlier, will allow you to view and search a list of the top hashtags. And then keyhole.co will allow you to track any hashtag in real time. Next, you will want to use the right filters. So this, of course, is only useful for those who are posting original content and photos. Otherwise, this section doesn't really apply to you. So according to Canva, the most popular Instagram filters in the United States are Clarendon, Gingham, Juno, and Lark. And this is not to suggest that you should only use these filters, but to consider that if these are the most popular filters, then they are probably what people are most used to seeing, as well as what they personally prefer. When you're trying to make your photos catch people's eyes, it might not be a bad idea to apply the filters they already used or are used to seeing and already like. So again, this is mostly a matter of personal preference, but if you wanted to go really deep on crafting the perfect Instagram post, I thought this was worth sharing. And then finally, the best way to grow your Instagram account and the most effective I found for myself is to simply steal your competitors' followers. So this is going to be the meaty part of growing your Instagram account. This is where you can take active steps every single day to grow your Instagram account. So doing the following every single day will significantly grow your account. It will take time, but this is a proven method of getting it done. The idea here is we're going to get people who may follow our competitors to follow us. So first we do this by, of course, identifying our competitors. So these don't have to be our competitors. They can simply be accounts that also share an audience that we want. So for example, if I'm posting photos and videos of myself, let's say lifting weights and sharing workout advice, I might look at Instagram accounts of vitamin shops, of healthy recipes. And while they aren't direct competitors to me, people who follow a healthy recipe Instagram account might also be interested in a weightlifter's Instagram account, for example. So next, we want to identify the most common hashtags our competitors are using, if any, especially branded hashtags. So for example, Nike uses hashtag AF1 on some of its photos promoting a certain type of sneaker. So when I click on the hashtag, I can see other Instagram users sharing photos with that hashtag. When I click on the hashtag, I can see other Instagram users sharing photos with this hashtag. This gives me a great place to find users that are interested in running shoes, fashion, or running. So if I'm a sneaker company, this is a gold mine of potential target customers. From here, I can begin to identify the most engaged followers of my competitors. So I'm looking for users that are liking and commenting on my competitors' photos and using my competitors' branded hashtags. Of course, we want to ensure these are real people and not spam or bots, so I might quickly click over to the profile of these users to ensure that they're real. So now it's just a matter of engaging with these users. So every day I would create a routine for myself. I would set aside 30 to 40 minutes every single day to find these users and then engage with them. I recommend finding around 50 users a day, following them, or liking and commenting on one of their latest posts. And the reason for this is that the hope is that they will click over back to my profile, check me out, and then follow me back, right? So we're not expecting all 50 of these users that we engage with every single day to follow us back. If we're lucky, we maybe get 10 people to follow us back out of the 50. But that's okay, right? This is a slow but completely free way of growing our audience organically, right? And these people are going to be, again, targeted. So these are going to be people that are likely engaged with our brand. So by the way, if you comment on someone's post, don't ask for a follow or solicit them to buy your product, something like that, right? Instead, what I encourage is that you genuinely engage with them and their photos. So not only will this not come across as spammy, but it's likely for them to check you out, right? So if you're not soliciting them or you're not spamming them, they're likely to get curious and see who you are and potentially follow you back. Now, after a few days of doing this, you will likely have more following than followers. We want to maintain a good ratio here, so we don't want to look like a spammy profile. So this is why it's a good idea every week or so to unfollow someone who hasn't followed you back after 3 days or so. So we do this, or we do make this a much easier process by using a few tools that will allow us to unfollow people who haven't followed us back after a certain amount of days. So there are likely other tools on, let's say, iTunes or on the Google Play Store. You can find them yourself. Here are the few ones that I've come across that might work for you. So there's unfollowgram.com, there's fast-unfollow.com, and then there's Unfollowers for Instagram, which is an app in the Google Play Store. So now it's time to make money from our efforts. So we've determined our target audience. We've learned how to build up an engaged Instagram following. Now we need to monetize our following. So what do we sell to our audience? So there's 3 different things I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to go through each of these in a little detail, and then you can decide for yourself which is best for you and your audience, or simply which you're more interested in trying. So first, we need to sign up for a Shopify store. So click the banner on this page or check your email for the link, and then here you'll be able to sign up for your store for free for 14 days. You'll want to keep this page bookmarked in case you're not ready to sign up right now, because if you sign up on this page, you'll get access to all the free bonuses and resources, even if you want to sign up at a later date. So once you sign up, you'll be asked for your email address, so be sure to enter your best email here. And then you'll also be asked to choose a store name. Don't worry if you're not ready or don't have the perfect store name yet. You can always change it later, so don't let that hold you back from signing up. And once we're signed up, we'll be logged into Shopify. So here's where we can manage and track all our orders. We can add products, install apps, add pages to our store, and a whole lot more. So the first thing I'm going to recommend as a business model, and a product to sell, once you set up for Shopify and you have your store ready, is I'm going to recommend merchandising. So this is great for those that have built up an audience first and are now looking to decide what to sell. So if you've built up your audience around, let's say, your personality, this might work even better for you. So merchandising can mean selling t-shirts, sweaters, or other kinds of clothing with your logo, with your slogan, maybe some inside jokes printed on them. They can even be coffee mugs or water bottles. So this is done with print on demand. It works like this. So first, we're going to open a store. Next, we're going to design a t-shirt graphic or pay someone to make a graphic for us, and then upload it to our print on demand supplier, which I'll show you how to find. After which, we add our first t-shirt to our store. And then lastly, we drive traffic to our store from Instagram. We get our first sale, and our supplier prints and ships the order directly to our customer for us. So all we need to do is give our supplier the design, pay them for the cost of the shirt, and they handle the rest from there. So here's an example of some products that are ready to be printed and sold using an app called Printful, a supplier that can easily integrate and connect with your Shopify store. So you can sell t-shirts as well as dresses, pillows, mugs, or whatever else you want. You can even sell these products alongside your own products. So print on demand is very flexible and very easy to use. So let's head over to the Shopify App Store and look through the available t-shirt fulfillment apps. So once you're logged into Shopify, click Apps on the left side menu when logged into Shopify, and then click Visit Shopify App Store on the top right. Within the Shopify App Store, search t-shirt. After searching t-shirt, you'll find many of the print-on-demand suppliers and integrations available on Shopify. The great thing is that the most popular t-shirt fulfillment services integrate and work with Shopify, so you'll find them all here. I personally used Printful, and I found them pretty straightforward and easy to use. So they are who I'm going to be recommending and using for the purposes of this training. However, you can use any of these that you find. They all are going to integrate really easily and nicely with Shopify. Adding designs and products to our store is as simple as clicking Apps and clicking on the Printful app. From here, we can select the product we want to add, in this case a t-shirt, and then we upload our own design. We select the sizes we want to offer, the colors we want to sell, and adjust the location of the graphic on the t-shirt before moving on to the mockups. Once we have a mockup, we can then publish the t-shirt on our store and begin selling it immediately. So here's my product page for the t-shirt I just added to my store using Printful. The t-shirt is live and ready to be purchased by my customers. So now, whenever a customer places an order for this t-shirt, let's say at $25.99, the order is sent to my supplier, who I pay the cost of, let's say, $15, and then they print the design onto the t-shirt and ship it out to my customer for me. So this entire process is invisible to my customer. They won't know that I'm using a third-party supplier or print-on-demand supplier. Some suppliers even allow us to customize the packaging and the inserts, so the customers receive a package that is branded to your store and to your experience. The other option is to sell prints. So if you're a photographer or an artist, this might be the route for you. The model and the process is entirely the same. So you're still going to be using a print-on-demand supplier, but instead of t-shirts, we're going to be using posters and prints. So this, again, the same thing. I upload my photograph or my art to Printful or whoever my print-on-demand supplier is. I choose which print size and type I want. I add the product to my store, and then when a customer places an order on my store, they pay me the retail price that I set for my print. I pay Printful for the cost of the print and ship this order, and they ship out the order to my customer for me. Finally, the last option I'm going to recommend is to simply sell relevant products. So these don't need to be merchandise or printed products. These can simply be things such as jewelry, electronics, fidget spinners, makeup brushes, yoga mats, okay? And we do this with a fulfillment model called dropshipping, which I mentioned at the beginning of this training. So here's a very easy to follow visual that sums up dropshipping in a nutshell. So first, the customer places an order on our store. They pay us the retail price that we set for our product, let's say $80. And let's say it's a gaming keyboard and mouse they just purchased from us. So next, instead of shipping the product to our customer, we're going to forward this order to our supplier and then pay them the wholesale price of this keyboard and mouse, let's say $50. So the supplier then ships the order directly to our customer for us, and instead of carrying the inventory and buying products in bulk ourselves, the supplier ships the order directly to the customer. So we don't have to worry about any of the inventory and shipping. So here we've just made $30 profit without even touching the product. And this entire process is invisible to our customer. They won't know that it's been shipped directly from the supplier. So where do you find suppliers that will do this for you? Well, one place is Oberlo Supply. And Oberlo Supply is what I use and what we'll be talking about in this training. So Oberlo Supply is a vetted marketplace of suppliers and retailers. As of today, many of the sellers are located in China, offer wholesale prices, and will ship orders directly to your customers using fast and economical shipping options. It's as simple as, for example, selling gaming keyboards on your store for $80, and whenever you receive an order for this gaming keyboard, purchasing that keyboard on Oberlo Supply for $50 and having your supplier ship it directly to your customer. So why dropshipping? So while merchandising and prints might work for a lot of influencers on Instagram, dropshipping will likely work for everyone else. For example, if I'm posting video gaming memes and building an audience of gamers on Instagram, Selling gaming accessories such as a keyboard and mouse makes a lot of sense for us, right? But why drop shipping over the traditional buy in bulk and hold inventory business model? Well, you can start immediately, right? You don't have to wait for the inventory to reach your home or your warehouse. Doesn't require any upfront investments. I'm not paying thousands or hundreds of dollars in inventory to start this. You can start it and run it from anywhere, so I'm not tied down to the physical location of my inventory. And if you fail, you can always try a new idea immediately, which is my favorite thing about this. So again, I'm not making an investment. I'm not buying thousands of dollars worth of gaming mice and keyboards and then being stuck with this inventory if I don't sell through with it, right? I can test gaming mice and keyboards. If they're not selling on my Instagram profile, I can try something else, right? There's no really loss or of money or anything like that or investment, just my time. So to do this, we're going to need a Shopify app. So let's head to the Shopify app store again once we're logged into Shopify. And this time we're going to install Oberlo. So again, Oberlo allows us access to Oberlo Supply, and it allows us to easily add products from Oberlo Supply into our store. Also, Oberlo is going to automate our orders for us. So once we have orders to fulfill, it's just a one click to purchase all the orders from suppliers. From there, orders are automatically fulfilled once our suppliers ship orders to our customers. So log into Shopify, click apps, and on the top right, you'll see visit Shopify App Store. Within the Shopify App Store, search Oberlo, and then next install Oberlo. Once you install Oberlo, you'll be taken to Oberlo's dashboard. Within here, you'll be shown the next steps to completing setup. Let's begin by looking through the Oberlo Supply catalog and browse products we might want to sell. So head on over to the link in the left menu and select Oberlo Supply. And here is Oberlo Supply. So this is, again, the vetted collection of suppliers from around the world that is always growing. So we can browse products by going through categories or by simply searching for what we want. So I'm going to search iPhone case, and here I can browse and click each product to gain more information, such as the variations offered, the shipping prices, descriptions, photos, and more. I'm going to click the camouflage pattern iPhone case to get more information. And then here I can see the variations and photos and more about this product. We can see the cost of this product is anywhere from $2.59 to $3.39 depending on the variation I sell, and the cost of shipping to the United States is around $1.50. This means I can expect to pay around $5 or less to get one of these shipped out to my customer. I'm going to click add to import list to add it to my list of products within Oberlo to edit, such as the name and description, before publishing it to my store to sell. So let's see how that looks. So I click add to import list. And since I've only imported one product, I'll only see one phone case within Oberlo Supply ready to be imported. So again, here I can change the product title, the description. I can set the price of this product on my store. I can choose which images to import from the supplier. So start by giving the product a nicer product title and adding it to a collection. And then once you're done changing everything in each tab to your liking, click push to shop at the top right to publish this product to your store and begin selling it immediately. So here's our iPhone 6 case for sale on our store. Pretty cool, right? So now whenever someone places an order for this phone case from Instagram, they'll pay me $19.99 for this phone case, and I'll pay the supplier on Oberlo Supply around $5 to get this shipped to my customer. To sum up, we sign up for a Shopify trial to start our store. If we're interested in selling printed merchandise such as t-shirts or coffee mugs, we use an app like Printful. If we're interested in selling photos or art prints, we also use an app like Printful. Finally, if we're interested in selling pretty much anything else, such as gaming keyboards, yoga mats, jewelry, we use Oberlo. So the last section is we know how to grow and build an Instagram audience, and we know how to monetize this audience. But how do we actually sell to them? So this part is going to be about selling on Instagram. Well, the most obvious way is to use promotional posts. And the idea is that a good majority of the content you post and share on Instagram should be interesting and should keep your followers engaged. But once in a while, you want to pepper in a promotional post. So you don't want to bombard your followers with promotional posts only. If you've built up your audience so far by creating and sharing good content, you want to continue doing that, but then layer in some promotional posts once in a while when you have a product to sell or promote to them. So here's an example of a promotional post by Movement Watches. So this isn't an ad, and they didn't put any money behind this post. It's just a regular post to their Instagram profile, but they're promoting one of their new watches. So if you look, you can see that this post is receiving plenty of positive engagement, lots of likes, lots of comments, right? If you also look, you'll notice that they tell their followers to click the link in their bio. So the idea here is that since the only place you can have a clickable link is in your profile bio, they temporarily change the link in their bio to go to their product page of this watch, making it easier for their followers to take action and shop for this watch. So this is a really good template to follow for your promotional posts. Keep it simple, right? The product photo or image here is probably the most important part of the post. It needs to catch the eye of your followers. It needs to be relevant. And ideally, it should be seamless and look like your regular content if possible. Second is sponsored posts and shoutouts. So the term influencer gets thrown around a lot these days, right? And an influencer is basically anyone who's built themselves an online reputation by doing and sharing awesome things online. So to their audiences, influencers are tastemakers, trendsetters, and trusted experts whose opinions about certain subjects are respected, right? So many brands can't compete with that. So they partner with influencers to help them get the word out about their new products. You might have seen this on Instagram before. An influencer shares with their followers a cool product they might be using, they might like, or have been recently introduced to. These posts are the result of a brand finding an influencer with an engaged audience that might be interested in their products, reaching out to that influencer, and either paying them or sending them a free product to promote it to their audience. Finding these influencers can be done in a few ways. One is to simply use Google, and here you can see I'm looking for Instagram users with the words vegan in quotes and business inquiries in quotes in their bio. So usually people who are willing to be paid to promote products on Instagram will put business inquiries in their bio, as well as their business inquiries email in their bio. So it's a little tip, little hack you guys can do, because then you'll be only finding people who have both vegan and business inquiries on their Instagram bio, which are people you probably want to reach out to if you're selling, let's say, vegan products, and you want to reach out to an influencer who's looking to be reached out to, right? They'll have their business inquiries email in their bio. The next way you can find influencers is to simply use an influencer marketplace. Just as a disclaimer, I personally don't have a lot of experience with these, but here are the ones that have been recommended to me in the past. So if I haven't used any of these, you might want to check these out on your own. There's shoutcart.com. There's fohrcard.com. There's grapevinelogic.com. There's crowdtap.com. And there's indahash.com/influencer. Okay, so again, I haven't used these, but the general idea of these are marketplaces. You sign up on these websites as a brand, and then they give you access to all these influencers you can reach out to and negotiate with when you're trying to get them to promote your products to their audience, right? So again, if you're someone who's selling vegan products, you want to find the vegan influencers on these platforms or on Instagram, reach out to them, pay them or send them a free sample of your product, and then have them promote it to their audience, right? And then finally, there are ads. Now, Instagram ads could be a whole other training video in itself. So I'm going to simply recommend going to this link and reading through this article we put together in case you're interested in learning more about Instagram ads. So it's bit.ly/Shopify IG ads. So now that we've gone over how to grow an engaged Instagram following, how to monetize it, and how to sell on Instagram, now it's time to take action. Click the banner on this page or check your email for the link to start your store for free for 14 days. During this trial, you can apply everything you learned today, set up your store, launch, and work to get your first sale. Once you sign up for a trial, you'll also receive for free my store starter pack, which includes a marketing 101 mini video course that I put together on how to go from first day to first sale. So how to go outside only Instagram and explore other channels to get your first sale. I'll provide you a business a bunch of business photo kits, which includes a collection of stock photos from Shopify for businesses in different niches such as yoga, bath bombs, coffee, phone cases, electronics, jewelry, and a lot more. This will allow you to have professional photos you can begin to share on your store, on your Instagram profile, using any creative or ads you want to create. I'm going to also include our Instagram Stories guide, which will guide you through how to get started on Instagram Stories, how to take advantage of it, and use it to build your brand and sell products. And then finally, we're going to be including our Instagram Ads guide. So again, if you want to learn more about Instagram Ads, how to create your very first one, this guide will be very beneficial to you. Again, the link is on the right-hand side of your screen, or you can click the link in your email that you'll receive after this training. Again, you'll want to sign up here because once you sign up through this link, you'll receive an email with all these free bonus resources. If you sign up anywhere else, you won't get the email, unfortunately. So you want to ensure you sign up here. So thanks so much for your attention. That's it for today. Go out there, take action, build an engaged Instagram following, find the products that you want to sell to your audience, and begin selling on Instagram. And good luck. Thanks so much.